The NBA has some rules that make perfect sense, like the shot clock or traveling violations. But then there are rules so strange, you'd think they were made up on the spot. A player once forced the league to ban chewing straws during games. Another rule exists because someone hit a game-winning shot in an impossible amount of time. And believe it or not, there's even an unwritten rule about when you're not allowed to score. How did these bizarre rules come to be? And which ones are still in effect today? Let's break it down. Number 1. The no shatter rule. Shaquille O'Neal didn't just dominate the paint, he destroyed it. In the early 90s, his dunks were so powerful that he shattered multiple backboards, forcing the NBA to step in before every arena needed a glass repair budget. So, in 1993, they introduced the no shatter rule. If a player breaks the backboard with a dunk, the basket doesn't count, and they get slapped with a technical foul. Why? Well, imagine waiting 30 minutes mid-game while a crew sweeps up glass and installs a new hoop. Not exactly thrilling. Plus, flying shards of glass and collapsing rims aren't exactly safe. The NBA wasn't trying to stop powerful dunks, they just wanted to stop games from turning into home renovation projects. Shaq alone tore down 2 backboards in his rookie season, one against the Suns, where the entire hoop support collapsed, and another against the Nets, where he ripped the rim clean off. These moments became legendary, but the league knew it couldn't keep happening. Since then, backboards have been reinforced, and breaking one isn't just rare, it's expensive. The rule remains, making sure the only thing getting broken on the court is a defender's ankles, not the hoop itself. Number 2. The weight clause. NBA contracts aren't just about money and stats. Sometimes they include a weight clause. Basically, a player has to stay under a certain weight or they lose cash. It's like getting paid to stay in shape, except instead of gym selfies, teams want results on the court. Take Zion Williamson. In 2022, the Pelicans put a 295-pound limit in his contract. If he went over, he could lose millions. Why? Because Zion is a freak athlete, explosive, strong, unstoppable in the paint. But carrying too much weight increases injury risks. And for a guy who relies on his insane vertical and quickness, that's a problem. This isn't new. Shaq once admitted he gained weight on purpose during the season so he could relax and then play himself into shape. Eddie Curry had a $500,000 weight bonus with the Bulls, and Glenn Big Baby Davis had to stay under 320 pounds for his deal. Teams invest hundreds of millions in these players, so keeping them in peak condition makes sense. Number 3. The disaster draft. The NBA actually has a backup plan in case of catastrophe, the disaster draft. If a team loses 5 or more players due to an accident or tragic event, the league steps in and holds a special draft to rebuild their roster. It's like an emergency reset button for a team that suddenly has no players. This rule wasn't just made up for fun. It came after a terrifying incident in 1960. The Minneapolis Lakers were flying back from a game when their plane's engines failed in the middle of a snowstorm. The players braced for the worst, but somehow the pilot managed a crash landing in a cornfield in Iowa. Everyone survived, but the NBA realized that if things had gone differently, the entire Lakers team could have been wiped out. So, the disaster draft was created. If triggered, teams would have to make some of their players available for selection, kind of like an expansion draft. Thankfully, the NBA's never needed to use it. But it's there, just in case. Because as much as we love buzzer beaters and poster dunks, the league also has to prepare for the unthinkable. Number 4. The no flatulence policy. An NBA team actually had to ban farting. Yeah, that's a real thing. In 2009, the Orlando Magic put a no flatulence policy in place because of one man, Dwight Howard. Now, Dwight's a dominant player, but his real talent? Clearing out a locker room. His teammates had enough and went to management. This wasn't just an occasional slip. It was a full-on gas attack. Players complained that he would do it on purpose, sometimes even laughing about it mid-meeting. So the team took action. They banned excessive flatulence to keep things professional. No fines, no suspensions, just a rule that said, "Please, Dwight, control yourself." Howard, of course, thought it was hilarious. He once admitted to tracking his farts, claiming he could rip more than 50 a day. That's not just a bad habit, that's a skill. Now, does this policy still exist? Probably not. But let's be real, if your teammates have to take legal action against your digestive system, maybe it's time to reconsider your diet. Number 5. The Yo Mama Rule. Trash talk is part of basketball, but even the NBA has limits. And that limit? Yo mama jokes. Yeah, the league literally had to step in because fans took things too far. You could scream about missed shots, bad defense, or even question a player's haircut choices. But the moment you bring someone's mom into it, that's crossing the line. It all escalated in 2018 when a Dallas Mavericks fan decided to test Patrick Beverley's patience with a yo mama joke. Now, if you know Beverley, you know he's not exactly the turn the other cheek type. He responded by throwing the ball at the fan. And, well, let's just say the NBA wasn't thrilled. The league banned the fan for a year and reinforced the rule. Family is off limits. Trash talk all you want, but leave the mamas out of it. Honestly, it's a good rule. If players had free reign to respond to every wild insult from the crowd, we'd probably see more technical fouls than actual points. So next time you're courtside, remember, criticize the jumper, not the mother. Number 6. The no laughing at referees rule. Referees have a tough job. They get yelled at, blamed for everything, and somehow they still have to keep a straight face. And in the NBA, laughing at them can get you ejected. Just ask Tim Duncan. Back in 2007, he was sitting on the bench, minding his business, and laughing. That's it. Joey Crawford, the referee, wasn't having it. He called 2 technical fouls and ejected Duncan for laughing. Now, to be fair, NBA refs don't appreciate being mocked. If a player claps sarcastically, rolls their eyes, or, in this case, just looks too amused, it's considered showing up the ref, and that can lead to a tech or even an ejection. The NBA says it's about respect, but let's be honest. Sometimes the calls are so bad, how can you not laugh? Still, unless you want a $2,000 fine, it's best to keep a straight face. So, next time a ref makes a call that leaves you speechless, bite your tongue, keep a poker face, and whatever you do, don't laugh. Number 7. The jersey number ban. Jersey numbers are a big deal in the NBA. Some are legendary, some are retired, and some are straight up banned. We already know about number 6. The NBA retired it league-wide in 2022 to honor Bill Russell, a man who didn't just dominate on the court, he also fought for civil rights. 11 championships, 5 MVPs, and a legacy bigger than basketball. Well deserved. Now, the other number? 69. Yeah, that one. It's not officially banned, but the NBA's never allowed a player to wear it. Some say it's bad luck. Others think it's not exactly family-friendly. The most famous case? Dennis Rodman. When he joined the Dallas Mavericks in 2000, he tried to wear 69, but the NBA shut it down immediately. He had to settle for 70, which, let's be honest, just doesn't have the same flair. So, if you ever dreamed of rocking an NBA jersey with 69 on the back, it's not happening. Stick to 68 or 70, or just get creative like Rodman. Number 8. The no straw rule. Of all the rules in the NBA, banning straws has to be one of the strangest. In 2010, the league decided that players could no longer chew on plastic straws during games. Not because it looked weird, but because it was a serious choking hazard. And the guy responsible? Caron Butler. For years, Butler had a habit of chewing straws during games. Not gum, not a mouthguard, straws. He'd go through at least 12 straws a game, like a man trying to solve stress with plastic. It became his good luck charm, until the NBA stepped in and said, yeah, no, that's not happening anymore. The risk of a player accidentally choking mid-play was enough to shut it down. And Butler? He was crushed. He even admitted that quitting was tough because it had become a ritual. Imagine losing your in-game superpower because of a straw ban. So now, straws are officially off limits in the NBA, a weirdly specific rule, all thanks to one guy who just really liked chewing plastic. Number 9. The unwritten rule against scoring in decided games. In the NBA, there's winning, and then there's knowing when to stop. When a team's clearly gonna win, the unwritten rule is simple. Don't score in the final seconds, just dribble it out and let the clock run. Why? Because running up the score is disrespectful. It's like dunking on someone who's already on the ground. No one likes that guy. But not everyone follows the code. Take Tristan Thompson in 2018. The Cavaliers were already up 131-108 against the Raptors. And with just 4.1 seconds left, instead of holding the ball, he dunked it. Big mistake. Toronto's players immediately confronted him, and let's just say they weren't congratulating him on the highlight. It sparked a heated moment, reminding everyone why this rule exists. This isn't just about feelings, it's about respect. Players remember who runs up the score. They also remember who gets payback the next time they meet. So next time a game's over, watch closely. The real pros? They know when to stop. Number 10. The Trent Tucker Rule. The NBA had to change its rules because of one shot. Back in 1990, the Knicks were playing the Bulls. It was a tie game, 0.1 seconds left. Now logically, that's not enough time to do anything, right? Wrong. Trent Tucker caught the inbound pass, launched a three, and swish! Game over. The Knicks won. The Bulls were furious, and everyone was watching like, wait, how is that even possible? That shot made no sense. Physics says no. Common sense says no. Even Michael Jordan, who was on the court, probably thought, come on, man. So the NBA stepped in and created the Trent Tucker Rule. Now, if there's 0.3 seconds or less on the clock, you cannot catch and shoot. The only way to score is with a tip-in or a volleyball-style tap. No more last-second miracles. It's a rule designed to keep things fair, and to make sure nobody pulls off another time-bending buzzer beater. And that's why Trent Tucker changed NBA history with one shot. If you're into crazy NBA stories like this, make sure to subscribe for more. Plenty more wild moments and weird rules coming your way. Please remember to like and share the video, and please subscribe to the channel, it always helps.